Hello, hello. My name is Sukhum HING, and welcome to another episode of the Sukhum Show. And today's episode, I want to share briefly about this week's topic, which is listening. And I bring this topic up because I find it valuable, and I find it very interesting for myself as well. By no means I feel like I'm a bad listener, but I feel like I can be inconsistent or listening in the wrong way sometimes. So for example, here's a couple of things that came up for me when I'm talking about listening, right? Listening, for me, I've had some incidents where I felt like I should have been wholeheartedly, openly just listening because someone came to me with an issue, a problem, and instead of being there as a comfort or a support, I'm actually active listening to how can I respond back? How can I best support you? Here's the solution. Here's some things that you can take. But rather, what was needed at the time was just me creating space for someone to speak and for me to listen to. So that's one bit of listening that I'm going to be working on. And I want to share that because sometimes when we get so busy, or I'll speak to myself, when I get so busy that I'm always focusing on what's next. And I lose that power of being present in that moment and giving that time and attention to the person that's needed right there and then. And what happened was it kind of create this awkward vibe where I'm asking so what do you need from me? What can I do to support you? Where all they needed was just somebody to vent and talk to. And I think that's huge. As I continue to grow as a leader, I want to keep practicing that. And I want to make sure that I take a step back and listen very intently to what is really needed at the time. So that way I can be that leader for that person at that time. And maybe it's not even a leader. It's just simply I need to be a listening ear for that person at that time. So I share this with everyone today in hopes that how often do you get so distracted, so busy that you're not listening and creating space for those kind of moments? And I'll be talking about listening all week long, and there'll be more versions of small tidbits of listening that I want to tackle. And instead of tackling all of it today, and today's listening is just creating space to listen where the other person can talk about whatever it is they're talking about. That's the space you want to create. Now, don't get me wrong. If you don't like people venting, complaining, or coming to you with issues, be adamant about that and let them know that, because then no matter how hard you try it, you're not true to yourself, so you're not going to create that kind of space. It's always going to be okay, yep, all right, what's next? What can I do for you? And that's where you're always going to get to. Whereas, if you were to truly listen to them, it's words of condolences, words of sympathy can definitely support. I'm sorry for your loss. Well, I don't want to say for your loss, it's always a death conversations, but whatever you can to, it's not for, like I said, advice, not for tools to help them get better or anything like that. It's just, hey, I'm here for you sometimes, and that speaks volume. So listen intently and listen to create space. It's a conversation to start off this week. And that's what I'm going to be putting into my daily practice and continue to work on. And I'm going to draw back on my experience in the past. How can I create that space for that, for the people around me? It doesn't have to be a formal setting, but in the moment, how do I really look at them and say that and share that and create that? And I think that's quite a bit of work. And it's not easy, but we got to work on it. And that's one area of listening that I want to continue on. And as we go throughout this week, there'll be more listening topics that I want to touch base on. And this, again, is to help me out. And I find this very useful where I thought about this morning or this over the weekend, what do I want to share in my shows? And one thing that I'm going to be sharing is that when I look back on my prior experience or the things that I'm learning, continue to learn, I find that how do I apply those in my life? Or what areas do I need it? And I think for me, I'm going to be practicing things that I want to continue to get better on. And these are topics that I'm going to continue to get better on. And who knows, maybe a couple months from now, I'll talk about listening again and I'll be in a different place. And that is the beauty of it. We grow, we get better. And if we continue to practice the things we preach, that's what it is. And that's what I'm going to continue to work on. And am I perfect at it? Absolutely not. I think I blew it. Just last week, I had some incidents where, like, if I just listen a little bit more, if I listen and create the space and just like support it, I think I would have had some different results from the people that were around me. So, moral of the story, it's not like I shared a story, I'm so used to saying that, is that, like, how are you listening? How are you creating space and providing that support and comfort for someone else? So, take that away, and I hope you have an amazing Monday. Start off your week strong, create space for others, because then, maybe you'll get something out of that. And I didn't share that in the sense of like you have an alternate agenda, but like it's weird how we start giving out and giving in the sense of listening, and we'll get something back. And that's a funny way of how things work. By getting what you want, by wanting what you want, you end up just giving first, and things happen. So until then, work on the listening, create that space. And as always, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take care.